Hello. It is my first official week in the new studio. And that means I have a ton of organizing to do. So we're gonna organize my art supplies today together. I'm envisioning some sort of art supply wall or something here. So yesterday my parents and my grandma visited the space for the first time. This is the first time they've seen it and they really liked it. We set up these tables. So I did the 3 tables while my dad made the pegboard over here. This is supposed to be an easy shelf. It's just 2 cinder blocks and a piece of wood. But this wall is exactly 6 feet. And the piece of wood they gave me at Home Depot, they said it was 6 feet, but it was like 6 foot 1 inch about. So it wasn't fitting and we didn't have a big saw. So we used like this little knife to cut the piece over here. You could like barely see it. It's not noticeable, but finally we were able to put this shelf here, and literally it was supposed to take 1 second, but it ended up taking us like 2 hours. So if you guys remember, in my room studio, I had all my art supplies behind me on my desk. And that's kind of what I want to do here. I want to have it all on one wall. But I was using an IKEA pegboard. The stuff on that board won't fit into these holes, which is a little bit annoying. It's fine, because the pegboard is kind of more universal anyway. There's way more little things and thingamabobs for a pegboard. And then to hold my paints, it was super easy. I just got a piece of wood and then I just hammered nails into it and I hung my paints that way. The only problem with that is that if I wanted to move the nails or I had more paints, it was hard to move it around. But here in this space, I want everything to be modular. I'm talking things on wheels, multifunctional pieces. Like if I change my mind, it's not gonna be permanent and I could just move it wherever I want to. That's what I'm talking about. So let me show you what we're working with at the moment. Okay, I have this little rolly thing that I put all my clay supplies in, but I'm not doing anything with clay now, so I think I'm gonna put my brushes in here. And then my friend just bought me this little caddy thing. Isn't it so cute? I'm thinking like watercolor crayons and pastels would fit really nicely in here, and then I could cart it around the studio, you know? And then I have my grandpa's old toolbox that I spray painted red. Right now I just have all my paints in here from what I moved, so I'm not sure what I want to use this for yet. And then I have the rest of my paints and colored pencils and everything else in these bags. These are from Baggu, by the way. They're really cute. So these things are gonna go up on the wall. Current state of the wall. Okay, these are all the brushes I currently own. There's actually not many at all. I feel like I would have more brushes, but I honestly only use 2 brushes, which are currently just sitting in water. Okay, I usually only use these 2 brushes. This one is a 1/2 inch angle shader, and then this one is a number 8 round brush. And they're both from the Princeton brand, which is pretty affordable. Special spot. And then, oh, I just bought this one in Vietnam. Another number 8 round brush, but this tip is very sharp. Like, look at that, it looks beautiful. So I've been waiting to try this. This one's also in a special spot. So this will be small, medium, big. These are a mix of my Caran d'Ache Neil colors, which I love. These are some pastels that I thrifted. I think they're oil pastels from Holbein. And then I have a bunch of these watercolor crayons. This is a Winsor & Newton watercolor palette. I have not used this for years. I need to start using more watercolors. These are soft pastels that I rarely ever touch, but they're there if I ever want to use them. And then these, I had to get these for school once. These are, what are these? Compressed chalk. I haven't touched these in a couple years, so maybe having them out will make me use them more. So I'm just gonna throw these here. Cute. Those fit perfectly. I love these Caran d'Ache pastels. Like, they are so creamy and nice. I need to get them in way more colors. These are the only ones I have right now, and I want more of them. So that's one thing that's on my art supply list. Okay, and they look good right there. Oh, almost forgot this one. Cute. That looks a lot better already. I pretty much only use two types of colored pencils. I have Prismacolor pencils, and then I also have Derwent colored pencils. And I like both of them a lot. I don't prefer one over the other. I'll say Derwent's pencils are a little bit more hard, and Prismacolors are a little bit more soft. I think once you start using them, you would know what that means. It's really up to your preference which one you prefer. But you know what I just got? An electric pencil sharpener. My parents had this in a storage box, so I took it from them, and I'm gonna sharpen all of my pencils. I got this while I was in Vietnam. It's a 6B pencil, but the whole thing is graphite. Isn't that so cool? I picked that up. I think for now I'm just gonna put my pencils in here. It's time to sharpen these. Let's test it out. I hope it works. Fingers crossed. Okay, I got it to work, guys. What the? It was literally just working. Hi, I ended up not getting the pencil sharpener to work, so I'd just like to thank the sponsor of this video, Just Sketch Me. Just Sketch Me is a pose reference tool that helps you spend less time planning and more time making art. This web tool allows you to create any scene as a reference piece for your next artwork, so it's not meant to be used as a 3D modeling tool, but as a guide for your artwork. Think about how long it takes to find a reference photo for a specific pose you have in your head. One thing I always do is take a photo of myself in the pose, but that is very limiting. With Just Sketch Me, there are over 200 pre-built poses and 20 pre-built hand poses that you could use. And if that's not enough, you could create and save your own custom poses. And they have a whole library of ages, genders, and more variations because people don't all look the same. And what's really cool is that you could move it around however you like. So you're able to take the same pose and change the angle if you'd like, which is what I'm doing in my sketchbook. It's a great way to practice figure drawing without having to do a live figure drawing session. And that's exactly how I like to use it. I think this would be really great to do every day as a practice because I really want to get better at drawing figures in motion. I'm getting into children's book illustration, so I really need to practice drawing children in a variety of poses. You can head to the link in my description to sign up for Just Sketch Me for free with no time limit. And if you'd like to get the pro version, the first 100 people to use my code KatieMai will get 20% off. Look, they fit perfectly in here. How beautiful does that look? Here I have more colored pencils. These are watercolor colored pencils, so they get activated when you put water on them, which are cool, but I honestly rarely use them. But I'm just gonna separate everything that is in here. I have my Posca markers that I like a lot. These I've had forever. These are Tombow brush pens. Again, I rarely use them, but I'm very bad with not throwing stuff away because I feel like maybe one day I'll use them. So for now, they'll be in my collection. I really like Faber and Castell artist pens. I have like a bunch of them in the grayscale, and they're really nice for sketching and stuff. I like these Faber and Castell pens. I also like Muji pens. What other pens do I have? So like Pigma pens. Alright, here's the thing. I only have 2 jars. So this one I think will fit the Tombow ones. Cool. This one is a little short. Maybe for pens. Does that work or does that look silly? I made this, by the way. Isn't it cute? Does that look silly? I think it looks fine. I think it's fine for now. And then for these, I need to find something for them. Let's see if they fit in here. These big ones might not. Perfect. Perfect. Okay, I'm just gonna keep these in this case for now because I don't really use them that often. Cool. It's time to do the paint wall now, which I'm the most excited about. Right now I have these little gold clips on them, but these holes are not big enough for these pegboard hooks I got. I had no idea how many I needed. These are a lot. So I got these green ones, blue ones. They look like this. They'll go on the pegboard. That is, I will hang the paints like this. But as you can see, this one is too small, so I got new clips. Binder clips. These are just regular binder clips with like primary colors. And we shall see if it fits. Perfect. Okay, I'm gonna change all the clips and clip all my paints. Should I color coordinate? I guess I'll color coordinate. Actually, no, I feel like it doesn't really matter. My favorite paints are gouache. I love Winsor & Newton watercolor gouache. Watercolor gouache gets activated with water, kind of like a watercolor. If you are painting another layer on top of it, the bottom layer will move. And then I really like Holbein acrylic gouache. Acrylic gouache works like an acrylic. So once you put a layer down, that layer will not budge with water or anything. Yeah, so they're good for different reasons. You don't want your paint to budge. I recommend acrylic gouache. If you want to use it more like a watercolor, I would recommend watercolor gouache. These are good if you like acrylics, but also like the option to blend and kind of have it act more like a watercolor. These ones take a couple hours to dry. So I recommend just experimenting with all different types of mediums and find one that you like. Because when I first started, I was like, oh, all paint is the same. Like, it doesn't really matter what kind of paint I use. It matters. It matters. And yeah, by experimenting, you really find out which ones you like and which ones you don't like. Okay, I clipped all of these, but now I'm trying to decide if I want to clip this watercolor set because it's absolutely beautiful. But it looks so nice in here, but I feel like I want to display them on the board. Let me just see. Like, will they look cute? It's so cute. You know what? I will hang them up. I will hang them up because then maybe I'll use them. If I keep them in the box, I won't want to use them. I love him. This little cat. These types of hooks for the pegboard, so I'm just gonna hang up a bunch of other stuff like tape, scissors, stuff like that with these.